Greetings, everyone! I'm going to show you how to get started with Tailwind, a Pinterest and Instagram scheduler. I'm going to be focusing on Pinterest, however, today. So let's go ahead and sign up with a new Pinterest account so I can show you how to set up your Tailwind account and how to start scheduling with Tailwind. So once you go down to tailwindapp.com, and I will have a link around either in the description of this video or around with any documentation that I've sent out to you, so that will direct you directly to Tailwind. So you can just sign up with your Pinterest account. Just click this button here. It will ask you to authorize Tailwind. Yes, you want to do that. And it will start adding your account to your new account, which you can put in an email where people can, or where, Tailwind can know to contact you for your, activating your Tailwind account. Which honestly, I was supposed to put this one onto my other account, but didn't work that way. Anyway, once you log in, it will ask you to install the Chrome extension. So you can go ahead and click yes, you want to install it, and add extension. And it will tell you how when you see a photo, there'll be, when you hover your mouse over it, there will be this little icon where you can click start scheduling. Go ahead and click it, run through this tutorial, gives you a demo pin here, and it kind of like runs you through the whole process. So maybe this video isn't so helpful, but I might have some golden tips to give you, so yay! Anyway, let's select a board. You can change your description here. Yay! And you can also edit the URL if you need to. Sometimes you might, but most of the times you won't, especially if you're doing a repin where you can't really change the URLs on a repin anyway. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click next. You can pick a custom time here. So if I want this to go at November 9th at 7:52 p.m., can set that time and then click schedule. And you'll see over here that it will put that in your schedule. Now this is your demo pin, so it's not actually going to be scheduled onto your account. So we're going to go ahead, click next. This tells you all about the Smart Schedule, also known as your queue. Click next. You can watch some videos, work on your pinning schedule, which we're going to do that next actually, and also explore analytics. So I'm just going to click that off so I can guide you. All right, so you can see here it's got 4 time slots for each day, 3 to 4. But you can actually change that by going here to add/remove time slots, where you can then see where you can add a time slot with this button. You can add suggested time slots by clicking on these right here, actually. Or you can generate a smart schedule, which is what I'm going to do. Typically for Tailwind, if you're on the monthly plan, you can do about 13 posts. So I would put 13 in this box per day. You get 400 pins each month that you can do. If you're on the yearly plan, you have an unlimited number of posts that you can do. And I suggest doing it depending on if you're only using Tailwind for your scheduler and how many posts you want to post per day, which Tailwind suggests no more than 50, though I have seen a lot of bloggers, and myself included, do up to 100 and still see the same amount of success. So for my own scheduling, I would type in 20 times per day into this to generate a schedule here. So this is what the schedule would look like at 20 times per day. So since you're on the, what's the word I'm looking for? The demo, doing the demo, you get 100 pins for free. So here's my suggestion for a 100 pin demo. Spread that out into 10 days. In 10 days, I think that's plenty of time to realize how much time you'll save by using a scheduler. And you'll also kind of get to see a little bit of the results in a couple weeks or so from using the scheduler. So I'm going to go ahead, type 10 in there. 10 times per day. That's pretty good. All right, so now it's got the 10 time slots, and notice how some days have 10, some days have 11, some have 9 or 8. This is because Tailwind is using all of its knowledge about your Pinterest followers and Pinterest in general to determine when is the best time to post your pins. So on average, you've got 10 pins a day, but some you have less, some you have more. So Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays are more active days than Friday or Thursday. Okay, let's go to the drafts now. And you can see it gives me some suggestions for new pins that I can add into my schedule. Now, this account that I have is all about fashion and beauty topics for women. So I could go ahead and decide to pick some of these, but these seem to be about like Halloween and stuff, which I've got a board called Costume Week, so that's probably why. But if you scroll all the way down, you can click this More Suggestions button, and you can refresh the suggestions to get more things that you feel would work better in your niche. So let's keep going. All right, let's say I want to pin this one into clothing for women. What else do I have here? Fashion for women. And women's fashion. Let's say I want to pin that, schedule those into those 3 boards. Notice how I've picked 3 here. And since I have 3, I don't want them to go out back to back, because if I put them into my schedule now, you can see one would go out at 8:21, 8:33, and 9:12, which, since there's a smart feed, you're not really going to annoy your followers, but it's just better to have your pins go out on different days at different times. So when people do see it, you might catch other people in those other times when they might see it. So to fix this, you can just click this Use Interval button here, which you see when I mouse over it, it says Set Time Between Pins, because that's what it does. So I'm going to use interval. There's a slider here. You can change it from 10 minutes to up to 90 days. I usually do around 5 days and some number of hours, but you could even do like 2 weeks or a month or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this 5 days and 10 hours. There's 3 different types of intervals that you can do. Open time slots that will put the pin, it'll add it to time slots that are closely fit into this 5 hours or 5 days and 10 hours schedule. So you can see here, like every 5 days it's going out. You can do optimized, which puts them into the best times outside of your schedule. So you might have, notice how this one is 12 p.m., but it puts it at 7:36 a.m. And then you can also do exact, which means it will pin it out exactly 5 days and 10 hours later. So that's one way you could do it if you have a timed promotion or something that you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do open time slots because that's what I want. Because I want to make sure I'm within these 10 days that I have here. So actually, perhaps I should move this down since we're only doing 10 days. I'll do 2 and 17 hours. Set that interval. And then I can click schedule. And you can see it pops over here into my schedule. There each one of them are. Now you'll notice how they have these little locks here because I did the interval scheduling. If I were to unlock these, I could go over here and click shuffle queue. Yes, and it will shuffle them, but I've only got the one pin, so you can't tell it was shuffled. So let's go add some pins from another website. Yay! We're actually going to go to my website, which I've already opened a post right here. And if you remember, we installed that Chrome add-on, right? So I can actually click on the little Tailwind button up here in my browser. And that will bring up a list of the images that are on this post that I can pick from. So I'm going to pick up the long image here. Always pick a long image if you have that option. Long images do way better on Pinterest. So I'm going to go ahead, click that, click go schedule, and it will pop up with the little scheduling interface here. Now this one's actually on the wrong browser session here, so go figure. All right, let me open one in the right one. Okay, let's try this again. Let me close that window. All right, so I'm clicking on this, yay, clicking this long pin again, go schedule. Yeah, it opens up a little box here, and now it will show the correct account there. So now I can choose which boards I want to put it in. Now these are obviously fashion boards, so this pin shouldn't really go in any of them, but for the sake of the example, let's just go ahead and click one of these right here and add more boards. I can add as many as I want. Yay! Notice how this one has the lock icon on it because it's a secret board. All right, so now I want to choose the interval again. I'm gonna do less time now. And go ahead, schedule now. Now, if we were to click the save for later button here, this would actually put it in our drafts, and it would do one draft for each board here. So you might want to do that, you might not, because then you have to go through and click all of them and schedule them, but whatever. So we're going to make it easy and just click schedule now. Close this, go back to our Tailwind dashboard, and we can refresh or go to scheduled pins. Gonna go to scheduled, and you can see it's now got these pins there in their time slots going to each board. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock these and show you the shuffle. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Let's see. Yes, shuffle. Yeah, you can see these two pins switched. Maybe these switched, I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, that will, if you've scheduled a whole bunch of pins and you want to switch around the order that they're in, that's a one-click, well, two-click button way to do it. All right, so I have one last thing to show you guys, and that is Boards List. This is really awesome. I love this feature. So Boards List here, in case you missed that, it's under Published, second to the last there. And here you can create a list of boards to select while you're scheduling. So let me show you how this works. You click here to add a new list. You can just click on the name here to change it. And then you can add boards to this list. So I'm gonna add all of my general clothing boards that I have here. All right, so there's 5 in there. Maybe I could do one more for something else. Let's see, what do I have? Makeup stuff. Let's see. Products, tutorials, tips, ideas. Do those. Hair and beauty. All right. So that's what I could do. And I'll call this makeup. So if I go over here to Pinterest, let's search for makeup products. Or even I could do makeup tutorials, since that's more what was my boards were about. Okay, so here's a nice one right here. This nice long pin, it's a tutorial. That'll go great. So you see here, the Tailwind button is on the pin. Nice. You can just click on that. And now it will have the image up here. I could edit the description, and I should, but I won't for the sake of the length of this video. But this is kind of a general description, and really more in-depth descriptions are better on Pinterest. But we'll just let it be. Now, when we click on the board names here, notice how it's got my 2 groups here now. So you can see I've got makeup and women's fashion. So I'm going to click the makeup one, add my interval, and notice how it's already set up in the same interval that I used before. And then I can just set interval first, and then I can schedule now. Yay! Now you've seen me open this before, and it came up with a different little thing after you pinned, but sometimes you'll get this one where it suggests some pins for you, just like we saw in the drafts area. So you can add some of these to your queue. I'm gonna go ahead, add that one. I could probably add this one too. I can refresh. Oh, I should have added the beauty good ones. Whatever. Here we go. I can add these, more of these. Now you can still, it's automatically putting these into the hair and beauty board for me, but I could add more, and or I could delete that one by clicking the X there. I don't think I have a nails board yet, so I'm just gonna leave that in the hair and beauty, and I can add all those to my queue. So once I've done that, I'll just close this now, go back to my scheduled pins here, and wow, look, they're all there. Now notice how these ones that I just like one clicked and didn't use an interval for, they're filling out the rest of that schedule there. So now if I shuffle these, you can see that it's really shuffling them. Yet these pins that are locked are not being shuffled. So that's how you can keep any interval pins from coming up like this. You can see here where I unlocked those other pins. Like here's this one showing up twice in one day. This one's 3 times in one day. So if I wanted to change that, I can just click and drag and move these to a different slot. And you can see, hold on, I think if I moved the slot, it changed the number. No, it didn't. Okay, so it's the same number of pins. And you can see here that I can also move them in between each pin as well. And then if I shuffled again, yes, shuffle, it still leaves those open time slots in between there. And it just shuffles between where your pins are already scheduled. So that is everything I have for you to get you started with Tailwind. There's still so much more, which I will also provide other materials either in the description for this video, or if you're in the little scheduling course that I'm doing, then you'll get an email about that, or maybe they're already in the email that you got with this video. I don't know yet. I haven't written the course yet. All right. So that is how the basics of how you use Tailwind. I hope you choose to sign up, give it a try, and decide, wow, I love this. I'm going to use this to schedule my new pins from here on out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. I can help you out. I'm totally obsessed with Pinterest, so I can probably figure out what problems you're having or how to help you, or I know where to go to find the answer. All right, so I will see you either in the next video or in a new tutorial or something. That is all for now.